Hey everyone, I'm Insetic, and welcome to Stoked Big Air Edition. With me on this video is Blank Tester.
Hey kids, how's it going?
Matt Rocks 101.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And Turo.
Hi.
So Stoked, well, let's start with the original Stoked, was released in early 2009 for the Xbox 360 and Windows PC. And then Stoked Big Air Edition was released in late 2009 for those as well.
Is it like a Game of the Year edition sort of thing?
Yeah, kind of. So the original Stoked, I haven't even played it because I wasn't, playing
Alive
sports games at the time, and when I was buying discs and whatever, it was just like, oh, there's Big Air Edition, okay, I'll get that. But yeah, Big Air Edition is came out a bit later and has additional content, 2 more mountain ranges. So now there's 7 full mountain ranges to this game instead of just the original 5, but also a bunch of quality of life improvements. So yeah, I guess you could say it's a Game of the Year edition, except this was nobody's Game of the Year.
Okay.
Yep.
This was
every
before
Game of the Year
companies didn't care whether your game won anything.
So Stoked is definitely one of the video games of all time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement there.
Okay, no, but seriously, it's not like some hidden gem or anything, but again, Gen 7 Extreme Sports game. It came out and nobody seemed to really care about it, and I think it's worth it to at least film and show a full amount of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will definitely get into podcast mode very quickly. So the main things about Stoked is that it's from a smaller dev team that actually this is their bigger budget version of their Stoked Rider games, which you can look up. Those look really bad. This is a much bigger glow
Stoked Rider is a Flash game, right?
It looks like one. Even though So yeah, there's a few things about Stoked that
was easy.
you kind of have to understand to really gel with it more. And so a few things like
it's got
that.
that skate control scheme, yeah.
Yeah. So so one, it's really got the skate control scheme of jumping and then doing tricks with the, triggers being your hands and such. And then that this game is gonna basically be 100% backcountry level design. It's gonna drop you on these mountains, and sure, they might have some, human-built rails, or maybe one, ramp that people, shoveled and made. But otherwise, it's gonna be natural backcountry terrain. And
Interesting.
then also when you get into kind of how the tricking system works, especially that you could flip, you could spin, but you can't do directional diagonal corks off-axis stuff. It really is one or the other.
You can't do a 360 flip?
Nope.
No, it's
360.
really, you could do a 360 or you could do a flip.
That's
Okay.
so
Most you
weird
can-
because it's this entire snowboarding is all about rotations and grabs and stuff. So
Yep.
limiting you on that is really weird.
Yeah, which I don't know. I'll want to bring up later when maybe we get into more of the actual challenges, because of course we're going through the tutorial first.
Right.
You start out with only one mountain range you can go to, Almirante Nieto in Chile.
Cool.
And you're being taught by 2008 Rider of the Year, Wooly Nivelt. But yeah, so this game, you're gonna see, sure, it's not gonna have real highs and lows, but it is always going to be delivering you content, challenges. You can do a challenge quickly, and if the game doesn't have some jank that makes that one harder than it should be, you'll complete that and be able to go to another challenge very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that was
another challenge.
quick. This isn't the tutorial anymore, is it?
It still is.
Oh, but you just changed where you are on the mountain really quickly.
Yeah, a lot of things can be skipped. Basically all of, the helicopter flying you in, you could just skip through it. I mean, I have this installed on an Xbox 360, so the loading times are as good as they can be, but those loading times are pretty good.
Yeah, and those helicopter cutscenes you can skip are like a minute long of like the helicopter pilot giving you info about the mountain and stuff.
Oh,
That's like all optional.
I meant like when you pick any certain challenge and you see the helicopter, descending
The
towards the
animations
camera.
and stuff, yeah.
But also, Stoked does have some weird things that
like that
made it
grinding.
actually kind of tougher to film than it is to just play. Like, those when you first select a mountain range and you see the helicopter coming in. Yeah, again, you could skip that at any time, but the pilots do give you like a history lesson on the mountain, which is like. Each of them is long enough that I didn't actually want to film and include the whole things.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, when we first went to Locks, I first went to Locks, like, the first time. I started that, got up, like, just went to the bathroom, came back. It was like a minute and a half later, and that thing was still going. So here's one of the main things the game kind of tries to do, and we will say that there are several similarities to the Amped series of games, even though I won't call this like a spiritual successor. I don't think it was by any of the same people, but it does have some of the same kind of design elements, like, for example, hucking or stylish riding being main things here. With hucking being, you have to pre-wind a spin, and then do multiple grabs during that spin, or multiple grabs during a flip. Basically, do as many tricks as possible,
Okay.
For the first time in 8 years, we could go huck
ourselves. Yeah.
There we go. We got it out of the way.
Damn, I can't believe we're back. We're back in it, boys. We're back in
Yeah.
it.
Right. And then on the opposite,
After all these years.
styling is, you go off, you hold just one grab over your trick, and you do slow rotations by, holding halfway on spinning or flipping. And so, like, doing those, it's not going to be like, it's giving you more points per jump, but if you stay committed to doing a lot of hucking or stylish riding, you will start getting benefits that will help you out. Like, if you, keep hucking it, you will gain, spin and flip speed bonuses to be able to huck even better. If you keep styling it, you'll unlock stylish versions of all your grabs that will give you more points from doing those.
That kind of impresses me, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's kind of neat.
well,
Yeah.
Why are you smoking?
Oh, that's not me. That's 2008 Rider of the Year, Wooly Nyville.
Oh, he's so hot that Got it.
Yeah,
he's
and
on
then-
fire.
It up.
And then you have butters,
Okay.
kind of your standard manuals. You're not trying to like keep a combo or use butters to, exponentially rack up your points, but it can help keep like your multipliers in between jumps. But here's sort of a weird thing. Okay, in any other snowboarding game, whether you're riding, regular foot, goofy foot, whatever, you have a nose of the board that's in front of you, and a tail of the board that's behind you. And those are still nose-tailed, depending, no matter what your stance is. Here in Stoked, it's almost like it designates, based on what your default stance is, which side is nose and tail. As you see, when I turn around and start doing a nose butter, it actually is on my technical tail, but I want to point that out because the game will treat, like, grinding that same way.
So
there
it's
really
like-
should have been one or two more grinding tutorials talking about how to nose and tail press and slide and yeah, like there are Stoked is there is quite a bit of jank. I will say that on a, like 0 to 10, true 0 to 10 scale. Not like the kind of video game reviewer scale where like a 7 out of 10 means it's a horrible game.
It's
on
average,
a true
yeah.
0 to 10 scale, Stoked, Big Air Edition at least, is like a 6.
Okay.
It's again not going to be an amazing hidden gem that I'm going to try to sell everyone on. I just think, again, hey, I have the time. I have these funny people with me. We can
Put some
record
footage
and
on the internet of
put
this
some
game.
footage on the internet.
You have us under contract,
Yeah.
Yeah.
paying us by the minute.
Give me some weird things. But all right, let's what we're done with the tutorial now. Let's get into the free riding session part of the game. So all these mountain ranges have multiple drop points, and on all of them you can drop out and start riding down the mountain your own way and doing tricks and stuff, but also finding some challenges along the way. Like, you see these two types of icons. Well, one of them is stick a trick, where you have to, you're basically given, it's like horse. You're given one, trick kind of thing that you have to
skate
match.
all over again.
Of course, at the start, it's going to be very easy. It's just like a method plus a backside 180.
So they just tell you how to do it. Like, there's an on-screen, here's the controller inputs for it.
Right.
I kind of appreciate that.
That is a toggleable thing. If you really don't want that, you can turn it off. But I like having that on.
Yeah.
Sounds like an even better way of doing it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at
Player
that.
agency is king.
Yeah. So then in session in Freeride again, you just start at the top and you can, ride down and do tricks. And if you do high enough point tricks, you advance up a multiplier slot.
I got a question about the backflips. Are those on an animation or are those like dynamic?
They
like,
certainly look
because they look janky. They look jerky.
Well,
they look very jerky.
Here's the other type of challenge you can find in Freerides: trick or die, where you are limited to certain types of tricking to get the points you need. So like, if I did spins, those would not have given me any points.
Oh, I see.
I was limited to flipping and grabbing there to beat that.
And I wasn't looking. Did it tell you what you would be what you would have to do before you got there, or was it like only when you got in?
Only when I got in, but that's of course before the ramp.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can, stop, and if you stop for long enough, it allows you to kind of walk around in that really goofy way.
Right. Yeah.
Or just like end your session there.
Man.
Or keep riding.
It's crazy how that looked better in Shaun White's snowboarding of all games.
That's crazy how weird that looks.
Whoa!
Again, for example, kind of some things that are implemented, but maybe only half implemented. You can look around you like it's a map, but you can only zoom in or out, or then flip it 90 degrees.
And it doesn't show you your objectives on that map?
It
either?
actually should have, shown me these other icons. I don't know. Maybe I was
Maybe
too
you
far
zoomed
away
out.
from
Yeah,
it.
I think you were zoomed out too far. Because all the
kinda
weird.
trees
That
and
did
the
look pretty
characters'
cool.
clothes and everything deloaded because you zoomed out so far.
That's so
mean-
weird.
Yeah, I saw. I think those helicopter animations are supposed to mask some of that popping because it doesn't take long for the popping to happen, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you just have the camera pointed away for like a second, you're good. You won't even see it.
I just realized why the flipping looks so weird. The center of gravity is your board for some reason.
Oh yeah.
You're rotating around your board instead of around the body. You know what I mean? Like whenever you do a flip, normally it's your body, your middle part. Flinging your legs back. But in here, it's the board he's flipping around, like the bottom of the board. That's why it looks so weird.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
That looks cool.
overall again, Stoked Big Air Edition is a 6 out of 10 game because, sure, it's certainly a glow up from the really lower budget, versions of this that Bongfish was making before. Like, they got Microsoft money to make a console game.
No.
Of course, not like Assassin's Creed money, but they still got, But
They got $30.
a lot of stuff feels like, if they were allowed to get a sequel, the second game would have done it so much better.
Right.
Right.
On not even as a budget thing, but as an experience.
Yeah.
thing.
And so we know how to make a video game
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
sort of
So
thing.
I definitely had to shift my perspective / my kind of understanding of the game to gel with it more, to really lock in and get in sync with it more. God, I'm sorry, that was really weird wording, but I played this game once for a stream a couple years ago, and I just really wasn't feeling it. But again, stuff like the kind of skate controls. Okay, now I've played the skate games, so that kind of came more naturally to me. But then stuff understanding, recognizing, accepting that the level design is entirely this natural backcountry.
Wow. Yeah.
And knowing that's what it was going for. Not waiting to get to the terrain park part of the mountain, but knowing that's what they were going for. Or again, spinning and flipping being separated. knowing that's what they were going for and that was intentional and not just, oh, we're too bad at making games to do that, kind of thing. Or like, again, stuff like how you could totally see how they could have improved the implementation of X, Y, or Z, but knowing that that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah, with a bigger, more
Stoked is
experienced
definitely
team.
a better $5 game than $60 game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that kind of thing of, well, nowadays, and I'm sure, like, if you go hunting for, discs, because I don't know if this game is, like, downloadable on or modern consoles,
PSN or
blah, blah,
Xbox
blah,
Live or
but, like, if
something,
you're just looking for an Xbox 360 disc, you can probably find Big Air Edition for the same price as the original. And, again, from what I've heard, Big Air Edition definitely has a lot of quality of life improvements. That makes it the more preferred version.
So the other one was
another thing. So, all right, we attracted the media's eye by doing enough session stuff. I would say overall, and if you want to go to any of those stick of tricks or trick or dies in Big Air Edition, you can just go straight to them. I would say aside from getting the 10 influence points at the very start, all of those are filler. The stick of tricks or trick or dies. Yeah, it's like just filler. You'll start getting so much more media points, and it's what you need to do to progress to be doing these media challenges now. So now that these are... Oh, by the way, this game has horrible photos. Like, okay, that one was okay, but I know...
That's okay?
We love awful photos, and this game has those in spades.
I love spades.
It's fascinating
I love them
to
almost
see.
as much as
So yeah,
spades.
these
influence all
media
over
challenges are
other
going to be
games.
several different types, like photo ops. Just go through the media sign and get more points than it tells you to. That's a simple one.
I can't wait to see this one. Here we go.
What was that?
Well, he didn't. Get
Oh,
it.
he didn't even get it. Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely see why people jumped to assume this was like a spiritual successor to Amped.
Or
What?
That's not bad.
Why is that in the photo?
It asked me to do some cool in-air things.
I
It wanted you to
I
do like
really,
a flip trick and just got the grind.
I really appreciate that they've got a little visible plane that's telling you this is where we will take the photo. So do your trick here, and this is where we'll see the photo from there. And like so many of these other games just have like a camera filter thing around the edges, like an Amped, or like just like a thing, and it, when you land, it's like we took a photo somewhere, like.
So yeah, photo crew call out. Do the trick they ask you to.
Yeah, like it's asking you to do a backside Indy 360. You grind the rail and you hear the picture snap. Like, if that was real, like if I was actually the snowboarder and like I'm raring up to do a jump, and I hear the photographer take one photo as I'm going up the ramp.
As you hit the ramp, like before you even jump.
Oh.
Here's kind of a more interesting one. All in one. Go through the multiple photo spots while doing the tricks they ask you for. Here also shows one of the janky kind of things.
no.
So I need to do a board slide. The game loves to have you do either like a nose slide or a tail slide instead. Like actually doing a board slide where the center of your board is what you are grinding on is harder than it should be. It's like the hitboxes are way skewed in favor of the edges.
That's so weird, because I remember in Skate, trying to do anything other than a board slide was a huge pain.
No, yeah, Skate did it really well. Like, this game, you can also do... You saw I almost had to flip back the last moment.
Yeah.
But, there's those all-in-ones.
I can barely see it!
No, that was cool. That was
it's a cool concept. It's a cool concept.
I mean, it was so blown out.
I think it's
So that's another thing, obviously, about this game. It came out in the late 2000s, so it is pretty washed out looking.
Yeah.
But actually, there are going to be some other weather effects that can happen that actually will kind of change the lighting of any specific mountain range.
That kind of worked. I kind of like this one.
Yeah. I mean that one works. And you own it.
Yeah, I like that in this era of games for the 360 and PS3, like, if you didn't have an aesthetic in mind, the aesthetic was, like, paint splatter or dirt splatter in the background of a sans serif font. Like, that was your whole aesthetic.
It's
then
weird. You know what? You know what that
Demo
makes me
reel
think of?
challenges. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, it makes me think of that PS3 launch game where it was like all mud. What was it? Not dirt, but it was like that. That's what I think of when I think of that aesthetic.
Well, yeah, no, dirt's not mud. Dirt is mud without the water.
Right.
So
Yeah.
demo reel challenges. You're given basically a list of tricks to do. You know,
Oh my
you
God.
don't want to hold off on them and have them fill up the entire bar. So if it tells you to do like a flip and a grab, you should
Knock 'em out.
find a place to do those. And you just have to ride for the amount of time given. These are actually, okay, when the game doesn't screw you over by having you, you know, like, oh, I'm going to go off a jump. Oh shit, there's something in the way I couldn't see until I went off the jump. You know, when the game's not doing that, it's pretty nice and kind of easy and, you know, pretty lenient. Like, again, as long as you haven't overflowed the block,
Then it
you pass. You're
Okay.
good.
That's not. I mean, that seems like a cool challenge.
sort of
It's
like
a
the-
little different than anything I've seen.
That was a thing in Tony Hawk, but this seems more lenient,
Yeah.
which I'm in favor of considering
Yeah, absolutely.
how this game plays.
Yeah,
I will
and-
say, I have also played this game. I wouldn't say that I enjoyed it, but it's also been years, so I'm coming here with a fresh mind. Fresh
So
mind.
when you get a sponsor's attention and you say, you know, yes, I want to do some challenges for you, it'll be from like a list of 3 or 4 different ones on each mountain range. So this isn't specifically like, oh, only red gives you this challenge here, but it will take you to, you know, some sponsor challenges. So here, this Red's call out. Again, this could have been Burton call out. This could have been, you know, Billabong, Vans, but like it'll be from the different media types. So
Okay.
like here, I had to, you know, I was limited to flipping, rail sliding, or spinning, and I had to keep
Is that-
them above a bar.
Is that associated with the brand, or is it just random each time?
It's random. Like again, it could have been Burton wanted me to ride for
To
them
do
and
those
it could
3
slow it to
things.
that.
Okay.
And so then, like, this challenge, the Judgment Day, is just, again, one of those match the tricks.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, so you
you can
gotta get
see
all
if-
3 before the first gate, and then the next 3 before the second gate.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like they're really trying to come up with new, different
Yeah,
sorts
these
of
are
events.
pretty
and
unique
like,
kind of
and like,
challenges.
you don't literally have to do each one of these tricks to pass. Like, as you see, I'm actually not gonna do a nose slide because, again, like me going the other way, what I think is my nose is actually my tail, you know,
Yeah.
kind of things. But as I need to do enough of them to again get to that star bar on the snowboard symbol.
I really like that when you die, you're instantly covered in snow like you've been dead for years.
I really like whenever you die, it calls you weak. Like you're a weak person for.
It's not
fucking
saying what
bailing.
happened was weak. It's saying you're weak,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
You're
weak
full
person
punk
for what you've
bitch.
done.
idiot.
You fucking moron. You stupid
Look at
fucking
you all,
idiot.
all covered in snow.
What if the video game, instead of showing weak, instead it just showed a mirror and you could see yourself sitting there playing, and like it turns
Kinect
on your Xbox
functionality.
Connect, shows your face looking stupid, and it says
like-
fucking moron like on the screen.
Fucking moron.
Like dipshit.
Stupid idiot. You
Look at
stupid
you.
fucking idiot. I can't believe
Untalented.
how fucking dumb you are, is what
Yeah,
it says.
and then it goes back to the game. Like just
Oh, that's like a full screen thing.
just goes
like,
right
it
back to the
fades
game
out.
right
shows,
afterwards, yeah.
shows your stupid face.
was
Takes a picture of you.
Post it on Facebook without your permission.
Yeah, I mean,
And if you don't have a
post it-
Facebook, you post it to the game's Facebook.
Yeah, post it. You have to, before you can play, it signs you into your Facebook and your Twitter, and then it posts it to both of them.
Automatically sending you to gamefails.com. Okay, so for example, the first time I recorded this, it actually was a snowstorm event. And so I just want to show some gameplay. Like, this is me doing the same thing, you know, going in
That's
free
cool.
ride to that first drop point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
this will
that
show
is,
a minute or so of, you know, what it looks like in like a
Please! I
snowstorm.
can't!
It's so weird.
Seriously.
This is such a weird juxtaposition. Like, the animation from walking looks like dog shit, and then the animation for the snowstorm kind of looks cool.
Yeah,
So
it's really good for like a like coming up on 13-year-old
Like,
video
I'm
game.
trying to figure out if that's like, it doesn't look pre-rendered. That looks like some kind of weird particles.
It looks like it's got, like, I was gonna say, like, particles that, like, you know, go a certain direction. Like,
When the
depending on
camera's
where your camera
rotating, it
is.
seems a little confused about what to do, but that's a pretty cool effect when you're moving
It's-
quick.
I know why it does that. I think it's the particles are actually following your camera's velocity. I think that's why whenever you move your camera around,
even more snow.
when you move
Yeah.
the camera
Like that
around,
during a
the
snowstorm.
particles are like going opposite of where your camera's moving. So that's why whenever you turn it,
It looks
the
a little
particles
weird.
are
And also, it is like
confused.
not randomly generated, yes, but there's like a forecast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
that's
look
nice.
at that at the start of next episode where, yeah, all these mountains kind of have a forecast where you could see what the potential
4 feet
weather
of
is
snow,
coming up.
weather.
Right.
And does that refresh let you, like, change it?
No, actually, that refresh is for something that was an Xbox Live
Oh.
sort of feature, but they've taken the servers down. you know.
Yeah,
Oh, I
rest
see.
in peace. Wow.
Well, actually, I don't know. I saw a video of like a Stoked Xbox Live in 2022 kind of thing, but there are definitely where like a couple people were playing together, but there are definitely a bunch of, you know, at the time it was Xbox Live kind of competitions or such that are not there anymore.
So this is
All
a
right, I'm
customization.
I'm just gonna go into the character customization.
Why is it
You
called the
could
Blue Tomato Customizer?
Blue Tomato is a brand.
Why is it called the Red Tomato Shy?
What? So
So Blue Tomato is a brand. Also, like Red is a brand, and again, they just happen to be the one that was picked as, you know, this is your first
They-
sponsor that you get at this time.
And now
Oh.
you're a Red Tomato Shy.
wait, so if you have a different sponsor, would that say something different than Blue Tomato Customizer?
No.
Blue
Oh, so
Tomato,
Blue
like-
Tomato paid to have themselves
It's
branded
always
on
the
the
Blue
customizer.
Tomato custom.
Yeah.
Great.
So yes.
Ah, Halo pants, so you can play as my favorite video game character, John Halo.
Yeah. He doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah. All the different sponsors will give you different amounts of stuff. Like, I actually, from this, saw that Red only gives you, like, one headwear.
Oh,
Whereas if I had gotten Burton, for example, they would have given me a lot more options.
ooh, these hairstyles.
So you sort of got shafted here.
Yeah.
I love that little hand motion.
Yeah.
This game also sort of seems to try to follow Skate in its like presentation of like character personality in a way, where like it tries to add personalities to like silent characters that are like, you know, you're playing as them in a third-person view, and it's like they want you to like get into like the mindset of the character, I guess.
Sure.
Sort of like embody
Okay,
them.
here's a weird thing. So yeah, you have a range of being able to change like the width of your foot bindings and also the angles of them, but I genuinely cannot tell if those have any gameplay changes. This feels like the kind of thing I would be surprised and love it if someone in the comments knew, like, oh yeah, actually if you change the binding angles that affects your flip speed or something, but like I do not notice anything about
Yeah, I'd be super surprised if that were true.
If
but
anything,
maybe.
it would affect like your turning, I would imagine.
Wow, sprint!
Again,
Yeah.
sprint. But then again, more weird things this game does. Like, you might have noticed every time I beat a challenge, it did a little rock anthem. So these anthems are, almost like your little ringtones or something, where when you beat a challenge, you can... It'll play these, and there are so many.
I bet you they just got those from Sprint.
Yeah, this has to be some royalty-free shit.
Well, I mean, it's possible they literally got, like, the list of ringtones from Sprint at the time. Because they all had generic names like that, and they'd be little ditties, little bops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just, again, a package of kind of weirdly done sort of things. It sort of was amazing this was a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, I definitely
Gen
see what
7
you-
Extreme Sports, you know, Turo mentioned in a video a while ago that snowboarding never really died, but, like, after AMP 3, it was just sort of like this and Shaun White snowboarding before, like, SSX 2012.
And then after that, it was like Mark McMorris, which you can't even buy anymore.
Yeah, in like 2015.
Like,
So,
the game's
all right,
already been
again,
delisted.
Stoked. It's going to be an all right game. You know, it's not going to be something you have to experience, but I hope that with my friends and I, you know, and some fun commentary and such, that
won't
it'll
hate it.
keep you entertained. So,
No
join us
pressure.
next time.